Hi guys. So today I got a comment from a viewer wanting me to talk about sulking and some issues around not being allowed to have negative feelings as a child. And I wanted to kind of make a video on this deconstruction of this, showing you and her as well, how these issues we deal with today in the now, they're often reflecting back cycles in our past, in our childhood, that didn't get to be completed. And so we struggle with it here today. So I'm going to leave her original comment in the description so you can kind of see it. And then I'm going to kind of go through it point by point to help you, to help anyone who might be struggling with things going on in the present, and how I use this. Like, I do this in my daily life, this deconstruction. Like, we look at the sulking and then we're going to work through, like, when did I first feel this? What needs were not met in that original wounding. So I have notes down here, so if you see me looking down, I'm reading my notes because I wanted to make sure I address everything and kind of explain it well. So most of us, most childhood trauma survivors, people who have dealt with narcissistic abuse, we grew up in homes where either feeling it entirely was not allowed, and very specifically the bad, and when I say bad, there are no bad emotions that in these childhood homes with dysfunction, negativity, anger, rage, opposing the parental units, opposing the narcissistic parents, that's not allowed. And when that's not allowed as a young child, in our brains, it teaches us we can't say no. These kind of feelings aren't allowed. And when anger gets destroyed, out of our lives, we're not shown how to use it, how to feel it properly. This is how we end up getting into these abusive situations, because we think we can't say no. We think when our anger arises, oh, we have to swallow it, we can't voice it. Nobody teaches us how to voice the anger and the things that we've faced from long ago, so they keep coming up, and they come out and now in our romantic relationships. So this is just something to be aware of. So the point I wanted to make here is there is no such thing as a bad emotion. We are all human feeling beings with feelings, and that needs to be normalized. So if you're watching this, you need to normalize, I'm okay to feel. I'm okay to feel any feeling there is: anger, sadness, disgust, frustration. You're allowed to have those feelings. So I'd start with assessing how comfortable or uncomfortable you feel when you're having these anger type feelings. Are you still trying to oh, I can't have this, mom and dad didn't allow this, I can't feel this, gotta shove it down, gotta, oh, sorry, I'm moving too much and my camera's wobbling. You have to be able to recognize what you're doing with your anger right now, and you may not be doing anything, and again, that's okay. Wherever you're at, let that be okay. And it's a very big process. I don't have a shortcut for you, is the sad thing and the sucky thing about this work. You have to start notice your comfortability, and you build on that. Can you work on just naming, I feel angry right now, I feel frustrated right now, and go from there. And having these struggles with your partner, this is a mirror, and it's very this is a good thing. So when you notice the negativity starting to come up, whatever that is for you, identifying your triggers, knowing what brings these emotions on, so you can kind of help yourself know, okay, this kind of thing triggers my anger. So not to expect it, but kind of, yeah, expect it. When a certain something happens, you notice this brings up your anger, so then you have to kind of work on your little tool belt on okay, how can I deal with these angry feelings when they come up? And be asking yourself, what do I need when these angry feelings come up? Because that's huge. And this is also a stumbling blocks for survivors when we've never been shown our anger is allowed. What do you mean, what do I need when I feel this? So here I'm going to give you some examples of things you might need. Somebody to see your anger. And when I say somebody, I mean you. This work right now, if just depending on wherever you're at, like, I don't want you bringing it to your partner. Like, you have to like build this comfortability with yourself, like with you seeing like older, like you present. It's I always feel weird talking about this, but it's like your highest healing self turning inward and seeing the younger you, like little you that never got acknowledged in her anger, that was always shown, you can't feel this, this isn't acceptable. You have to begin showing her, honey, or whatever like endearing term you want to use for yourself, like it's okay to feel this. You're allowed to have anger, and like just see how these land with you. And like also look at what will help you is when you had these angry feelings and you brought them to your parents, like what do you wish they told you? And like use that to help comfort and soothe yourself. Be like, I see you in this anger, you're allowed to have this anger, you're allowed to feel this way. And then be asking like, what is it, is there something unmet inside of me? Like, am I not liking what's happening? Like, why am I angry? Like, you have to like connect all these things, and it could be showing you like something is happening that you don't like, and something's happening that you don't want to experience anymore, but you might feel scared again to tell your partner these things. It's like unraveling all these puzzle pieces, and you do this by just, you know, soothing and like asking what needs are not being met and how can I meet them myself. And something else I wanted you to look at and mention here is, you know, ask the first time you know, like when was the first time I noticed myself going into the sulking? And I can almost guarantee you this has happened sometime along back in your childhood. Like you learned, okay, because you already know the negative emotions aren't allowed with parents. So you probably, again, this is just me spitballing, but I can guess it is something along the lines of this. Like you learned you couldn't bring your anger to your parents, so then you kind of adopted this, I'm gonna go into sulk mode, and that sulk mode got some kind of response from your parent, and like that's how you kind of learned like, oh, this is how I can get some attention, affection, love from them. And I'm guessing this is kind of bleeding into your relationship. You go into sulk mode, partner's like, hey, what's wrong with you, like how can we fix this, blah 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 blah. So that is going to be something for you to deconstruct, kind of like figuring out when this first developed, when it first happened, when you first felt like that your negative emotions weren't allowed, and making that connection that the sulking got you some kind of response. And again, I just wanted to clarify that, you know, you do this because your parents couldn't handle your emotions. It's not your fault. Like, it's not your fault. You deserved parents that could handle you in your bigness, in your anger, in your feelings, and you didn't get this. So part of helping like lay the sulker part down is recognizing when you're in the sulk and meeting that younger you that never got anyone to say like, hey, you're okay to feel this. Like, you're okay. We're okay together. I'm here. I'm not gonna abandon you. You can sulk with me, but I'm gonna ask you, you know, like, what are you needing from this sulk? Like, how can I help you? Like, what can we do together to ease this and to get you out of the sulk and back into this present moment? And just another thing I wanted to say, that like, it's not your partner's job to get you out of the sulk. Like, he can help you, yes, and be like a safe place for you to vent and bounce things off of, but it's not their job to like get you out of these things. It's a you job. It's an inside job. And I'd also be aware of, you know, the dynamics between parents. Like, is your partner treating you the same way? Is he not able to like hold your anger? Can he not sit and deal with that? And like, because most men struggle with this, I you know, that's again something for you to assess and notice, like, is me being in my sulk and him not being able to comfort me, is this triggering me back into childhood? Just something to be aware of, something to think on, something to notice. And okay, and I'm just gonna list off some things I would do here. Like, this is how I would help myself if I were in your shoes working through this. And start by recognizing every time you go into sulk mode, and use that. Like, that's your notification in your brain to be like, I need a timeout. I need to go sit with myself and get a journal. If you do not already journal, like, journal it out. Like, what happened to get me into sulk mode? like what started this, and this is going to help you identify your triggers again, so you know, like going into situations, like when you think a trigger might happen, you're going to be prepared to meet you, to help you, to turn towards you, and to soothe you when you notice the sulk coming on, the angry feelings coming on. And so you're going to be asking what started this, identifying the trigger, asking yourself, why am I feeling this way? Like, what happened to make this feeling come on? And what do I need right now? Do I need to vent? You can journal it out, or you can like talk to yourself in your car alone. Like, this is all things I recommend doing alone, 100% alone, just you, your journal, you, your voice. To acknowledge you're feeling something, you're feeling kind of angry, you're just maybe, and if you don't know what you're feeling, this is okay. It's okay to not know. Like, I had to teach myself how to put names, put words on to my feelings, and I did this by downloading a feelings wheel. You can Google it, and it's literally like a circle wheel with like sad, anger, grief, like I don't know, there's like 5 or 6 basic feelings, and then it branches off into more. And just practice, like sit with this wheel, and when you're noticing something's off, like look at the wheel and be like, okay, what might I be feeling? And just try different feelings on. Like, maybe I'm frustrated, maybe I'm really angry, maybe I'm feeling neglected. Like, if that's how you kind of start figuring out how to put names to your feelings. And you have to do this a lot. This is not like a one and done thing. Like, feeling wheel is going to be your best friend. So you're naming what you feel, and or asking, like, do I need validation now? So once you name it, can you say to yourself, of course you're feeling angry, of course you're feeling sad, it makes sense, you make sense, you never had a place to voice these feelings, you never had a safe parent, like, or guardian, or anyone there that like helped you with these big negative feelings. So now it feels scary, it feels like, oh god, there's this anger, and it feels like you might not be able to control it, like you're scared it's going to like take over your life, or you're going to do bad things. Like, all of this is okay. Like, whatever comes up is okay. Like, just know, like, it's okay to be feeling things that are not happy, joy, fun time. Like, it's okay. You're okay. So give yourself whatever validation you might need. Um, and I also wanted to say here, like, to congratulate yourself. Like, you're having like massive awareness on like these things. Like, you're noticing triggers, you're noticing you've never been able to process your anger, and these are good things to be aware of, because without this awareness, you can't heal these things. You can't teach your body, like, hey, maybe we didn't have so much support in the past, but I'm gonna be here and support you now. Like, I'm going to be here. I will not abandon you if you show me anger, fear, sadness, grief, whatever feelings you have. And like, the you I'm referring to is like younger you, like the hurt inner child within you, because she's still here and she needs you to now show her. She needs to know and understand, I'm not gonna be left. I don't have to sulk to get help. Like, and that's the truth here. Like, you don't have to sulk to get help. And you eliminate the sulk by meeting yourself in every feeling, by naming it, and then being like, okay, you feel this. Okay, what do you need? When did you first feel this? Like, how can I help you? How can I soothe you? Do you need a hug? Do you need some breath work? Like, what and this is how you kind of figure out what you need too. Let's see. And some other things you might need, just being heard. Like, being heard, just, that is a big one. Because like, and what I've seen in my own business and my own healing, like, us kids from dysfunctional homes were never heard, we're not seen. And just being able to like give that to yourself, like, is huge. Like, just like seeing that, how hurt, like, and a lot, like, what's under the anger is a lot of pain, a lot, like, you can even see me tearing up, because like I've been going through my own stuff with like just the anger, and like letting it be okay. But a lot of times under the anger is immense grief. Because and what happens once you start showing up for you kind of start seeing and connecting to, like, damn dude, my parents, like, they weren't there. Like, they dropped the fucking ball with me, and now I'm dropping the ball all over the place. And like, again, like, you spoke on resentment a little bit, and I'm gonna get into that. Like, it's okay to like have anger at your parents, have anger at how they raised you, how they treated you, how they taught you to like, no, we don't do anger here, we don't do bad feelings here, we don't do that. Like, and to realize how much that has kind of like harmed you and hurt you, and like how you develop all these weirdo coping mechanisms to deal with it. Like, it's okay to feel anger at your parents. I'm just gonna say that because nobody told me this, and like it's not okay to blame you, because like we're a product of our environments, and it's not our fault that we had these like unprepared, unhealed parents. Like, they failed us, and it's okay to recognize that, and it's okay to be angry at that. And you'll notice, like, the more you feel, the more you meet yourself and start meeting your own needs, and like building that safety, and like that knowing that, hey, you're okay to feel what you feel, you're okay to like want better, want different. You're gonna notice your time from feeling and noticing the sulk is going to shrink. Like, you will heal your need to sulk by every time meeting yourself in those feelings you never were able to feel. So that, again, you're just going to want to keep practicing that, naming, feeling it, letting it be there. And like, you don't have to do this for a long time. Like, if you could, like, start out really small too. Like, when you notice your anger feelings come up, and if it feels very like, this is kind of like where you teach yourself how to deal with these things. Like, if it feels very overwhelming, just be with it for a little bit. And again, tell that little you in there, like, hey, we're gonna sit with this for like 5 seconds. See how that feels. See if you can increase a little bit more. And when you reach the point of like, I can't do this anymore, honor that. Like, this is how you build that comfortability. And it's okay to start very small with a little bit of seconds, and then you'll build it up. Like, in general, it takes about a minute and 30 seconds, so 90 seconds, to sit with and process your emotions. And I'm very aware that a lot of survivors cannot do this for a minute and 30 seconds at the beginning. So just, again, and this is how you kind of learn where you're at, like how comfortable you are, like how long can you sit with these really uncomfortable feelings. And again, through practice, you're going to be able to sit with them longer. You're going to feel safer. You're going to feel more okay feeling what you feel. It's just a practice. So remember that. Don't, like, this is not, and as you do this, this is not a time for you to beat yourself up if you can't do it very long. Like, your job now is to be very, very nice to you and give you the space and the safety that your parents never did. And you don't do that by beating yourself up and being like, well, you can't do this so long, so you're failing. Like, no, none of that here. None of that here. This is like where we learn to be nice to ourselves, care for ourselves, and give ourselves love by learning to like sit with what we need to sit with. Yeah. And I just wanted again to normalize that it is very normal to not know how you feel if you come from dysfunctional homes or homes where feelings weren't allowed. Like, this is very, very normal. You're not a weirdo. There's nothing wrong with you. The only thing that's wrong is nobody taught you how to put names to the things that you're feeling, to the things that are going on inside of you. Like, that's it. It's not a big deal. Like, you can recover from this. You're doing great. Like, you got this. And I did want to reiterate that it takes time. This is like it takes time. If you've spent, like, I don't know, like, I was 26 years old when I first started putting names to my feelings. So that's living with 26 years of stuff that never got named, never got felt. Like, and it takes time, however old you are, like, to undo all that stuff of never naming what you're feeling, building this comfort of, like, after years of having no one help you with your feelings. Like, it takes time, and you will lessen that time the more you like commit to, like, everything I feel, I'm going to stop, I'm going to comfort myself, I'm going to sit with it, I'm going to name it, I'm going to validate it. Like, you will speed through it if you can do this every time you notice yourself feeling, every time you notice you're triggered. Like, that's how you kind of close the gap on between noticing the what is the word? Sorry, I'm having a mind fart. When you notice the sulk, like, you close the gap by building that rapport with yourself and the comfortability and the safety with yourself, because then, like, the need to sulk goes away because you are now handling and helping you move through these things that you felt. And I also wanted to say here, like, this is not to shade or be mean or rude, but like your entire healing lies in your hands. Like the things that we struggle with as survivors, like it's our job to hold, heal, witness, see, and kind of like repair these things. Like you have to be, and I don't, again, I don't know if you're doing this, but I just want this to be an awareness point. You can't put these things at the hands or at the feet of your partner to heal and fix and notice, like, because that just sets you up for failure every time. Like you have to like radically take responsibility for the things you feel and make sure like you're there for you, like, and just be very aware that you're not just trying to get this like same type of, again, like looking at your past and like noticing what your parents didn't give you. Are you seeking this from your partner? And just something to notice, something to sit with. And if you are, this may be a sign your partner may not be meeting you as well as he could at, like, it's just, this is a hard thing. Like you can't expect your partner to be the one to validate, notice, heal, and pull you out of this, out of your sulking. Like you, this has to be your job. Like he can be like a side piece, like once you have worked through it, like, and you can tell him like, hey, I'm noticing the sulk again, I might need this from you. Okay, but like you have to be making sure you're showing up for you, tuning into you and taking care of that little girl inside of you for like 99% of the time, and he can help out that little 1%. Like it leads to issues if you're expecting him to like walk you through it, pull you out. Like, you know, this is something we need to learn for ourselves. So again, I don't know if this is what is going on, but it is something I wanted to talk on as an awareness point. And you mentioned it being very exhausting. Like this is a true point of healing. It is exhausting work. It's exhausting to be running away from your feelings your entire life. It's exhausting to not have a safe place to stop and relax and have someone see you. It's exhausting to not be able to be the fully feeling you. Like it's exhausting. And then when you start awakening and growing your awareness and like healing all these wounds, it's even more exhausting. Like this work is not easy. It's not easy, and it's very exhausting. And again, this is something for you to notice. And when you are exhausted, are you providing yourself with a safe place to rest? Are you giving yourself timeouts? Like this is also something I've had to teach myself as well as a lot of clients. You know, you're safe to slow down when your body's screaming at you, I need rest, I'm tired. Like you have to like listen to that. And then feeling like a burden to your partner, I wanted to speak on because I relate to that. I have been there. And I wanted to connect this for you because I'm sure you might already be figuring this out, but feeling a burden to your partner largely equates to you as a child feeling like a burden to your parents. And this all stems from, you know, you were a kid that had feelings, you had angry feelings, you had any kind of feelings, and when your feelings aren't met by your parents, that's how you take on the belief, I'm a burden, my parents can't handle this, I'm this fucking mistake, like I'm wrong. We always blame ourselves as the kid, like this is what happens, and you have to be able to see this. Like, so it's a faulty belief you're likely now carrying, like I'm a burden for feeling, I'm a burden for needing, I'm a burden for needing help with these things. So again, that is a point for you to deconstruct, like where did this come from, when did I first feel like a burden, and what do I need to help alleviate this. And I'd also be digging in here, like, why do you feel like a burden to your partner? Is he mimicking or mirroring back to you kind of like the treatment of your parents? Like he's not fully there, he's not like helping you. Like, again, these are points for you to become aware of and look at and just kind of notice, like, is this okay? Do I like this? Like, what is going on here? Why are these pingings of I'm a burden coming up with him? And again, that's just information for you to know and to help you understand this better, like how things are coming up, and understand like what you're needing through this. Like it's all very related, and I'm kind of guessing like you're trying to bring things to your boyfriend, but he's maybe not meeting you just like your parents did, and it's kind of mirroring to you this whole cycle, and you're kind of like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Nobody's validating me, nobody's meeting my needs, nobody's giving me what I want, and it's your job to like figure out what these wants and needs are, and you have to now step in and meet those yourself. And I did want to say too, like, you're not a burden for feeling. Anyone watching this, you are not a burden for having feelings. You're a human. We feel. It's normal. Your parents, whoever it was that showed you like you're a burden for feeling, they were wrong. They were wrong, and it's likely due to the fact that they weren't feeling their own feelings. They didn't know how to deal with their feelings, so they have kids, and like all this stuff comes up, and they're like, I don't know what to do, and they put that, like, now we suffer because of it. We suffer because our parents weren't feeling, weren't healing, weren't working on themselves. Like, when they're not doing these things, they can't teach us, the kids, how to do this, and we get stuck down the line and all this shit. We're like, what the fuck is going on? This doesn't make sense. It feels bad all the time. But I can't feel my anger, so what do I do? Like, that's what happens. Yep. I'm just restating again, like, feeling like you're a burden for having feelings is just a faulty belief installed, likely from childhood, from parents that couldn't help you regulate, couldn't help you feel, and couldn't help you process these feelings and experiences you've had. And now, like, that lies on you. It lies on us now to begin healing and processing and fixing this stuff. And you mentioned having resentment for yourself. And again, I'd like to just offer a subtle mindset shift for this. Like, in my own experience, I think that resentment is really misplaced, and you're having resentment for your parents for being viewed as a burden by them. Feeling, again, the feelings ping on that when you try to like process with your boyfriend. So you're misplaced. Like, that resentment, I don't feel should be placed on you. But again, you do what you gotta do. And I do want to say that there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you for feeling this way. But, like, resenting yourself is not going to help you get out of this. It's just going to add more stress and more pain on you. Like, when it should be, like, and this even could be, like, misdirected anger, frustration. You're putting it on yourself when it should be aimed at, and I don't mean like go rage, go yell at your parents. No, I just mean like maybe what would happen if you were like, I'm having all these resentful feelings because nobody was there for me to help me with this anger. Like, what if I just gave that resentment back to my parents for failing me, for not teaching me how to deal with my anger or my feelings, for not being there for me in my times of need? You know, notice, like, sit with that, feel if that does anything for you. Yeah. And yeah, like, just, I think that I think I already said this, but you might be resenting like the way you were raised, not having that support, not having someone help you with your feelings, not having a safe place to feel your feelings and to be the full authentic you. And like, because you said you like resent being this way, and I just wanted to say again, like, you're this way because you weren't given all the tools to help you be any other kind of way. Like, and I think part of what's happening is you're awakening to be like, there's got to be a better way. Like, this isn't right. It doesn't feel right. So you're on the right path. You 100% are on the right path. You just need like those missing points of like, I'm okay to feel this. I'm safe to feel this. And like, there's nothing wrong with me. I don't resent me. I resent the way I was raised, and I resent not having support when I freaking needed it. And again, it's not your fault for the way you were raised. It's not your fault. And again, this is only speculation, but I'm guessing you were raised by some unaware, unhealed parents that didn't know how to install within you like the programming of it's healthy to feel, you're safe to feel, you can feel anger, anger's okay, like it's valid, you're valid. And because of this, like you kind of adopt a wonky coping mechanism of the I keep freaking forgetting this word, the sulk. Like the sulking is like a misaligned coping mechanism for not having anyone help you like feel and process the negative feelings. And this all like rolls into our nervous system because, like, again, our nervous systems are formed in childhood. We kind of glean information off our parents' nervous systems, and again, this comes into play by, again, I'm guessing your parents were not, maybe not the most regulated if they couldn't handle their children's negativity, not negativity, like negative emotions. And so just kind of know there's going to be some similarities here. So your nervous system is probably going to be wired for, oh no negative feelings, we got to throw that away. And just also you're going to be more wired towards sulking. And when you start creating these changes, like creating safety within you, naming your feelings, knowing it's okay to feel no matter what it is, your nervous system is going to keep pushing for you to go back into like, oh no, we can't feel this, we can't feel this, like we only know neglect and not feeling this anger. So you have to slowly teach it. And like, again, this is how you teach your nervous system to relax into a new experience. When you start naming what you feel, when you start recognizing you going into dysregulation, which is like and I think you're kind of noticing it already, like not when you go into the sulk, that's kind of your notification for like, okay, I'm being dysregulated, and you have to like kind of ping pong back and forth and tell yourself like, I'm safe to feel, I understand, and I know my normal was neglect and to not feel negative, the anger, any kind of like bad emotions. Like you have to teach your body and your nervous system a new experience that like, this is okay, it's okay to feel now. So you kind of do like a flip-flop back and forth where you're going to notice, okay, hell yeah, I'm feeling these things, I'm feeling the negativity, the bad feelings, and I'm okay. But then you'll notice you switch back into, the anger's coming up, I gotta freaking sulk, I gotta hide, I can't feel this. Like you ping pong back and forth, and this is like your nervous system kind of learning like regulated, dysregulated, regulated, dysregulated. And you have to continually show it like, it's safe to feel, you're safe to have your anger, you're safe to process, you're safe to be here. Like, and you build this capacity to now live more in the I'm feeling, I'm safe, I can have this anger. The more you can sit with it, like it's a process you build over time. And again, by every time you meet yourself in the anger, in the frustration, in your bad feelings, like, and you show it just like every time you meet it, you're like, we're okay, we're safe to do this. And when you notice yourself going into the sulk, it's reminding you, I don't have to sulk to get these feelings felt, to be witnessed, to be heard, to be seen. And this becomes the process of like recognizing you're in the sulk, recognizing I don't know what I feel, I'm feeling a lot, there's a lot going on here. Like you have to be able to recognize those things like that kind of tip you into dysregulation, and remind your body, remind your brain, remind yourself like, I'm safe for a new experience here. And the more you build familiarity with the new experience, it's going to paste over your original patterns of going into the sulk, of hiding, of not feeling those negative feelings. And again, like that's the process. Like this is what you're gonna have to keep doing for yourself over and over and over again until you build the new program of, I can feel, I don't have to sulk, I can have my anger, I'm not bad, nothing is wrong with me for being angry, nothing is wrong with me for feeling like resentful towards my parents, towards how I was raised, towards how I was taught, or really you weren't taught to cope with like emotion. And you're gonna show yourself time and time again, oh, it's not so hard, it's not so scary, I can feel these things, I can have my anger's pointing me towards things I don't like and towards things I want to change. And like, over time you kind of make friends with your anger, and your anger kind of becomes your boundary creation. And like this whole process of like learning yourself, learning your body when you're dysregulated, like this is what you missed from your parents. Like our parents were supposed to help us with this, but when we have dysfunctional, narcissistic, abusive types of parents that don't care about us, we miss out on this. And like I teach all of this inside of my course, Unlocking Life After Trauma and Codependency. If you want to dive in further, this video is like 35 minutes now. Like I tried to like there's no like short way to explain all this because it's all related and it goes deep. So I hope this helped you on some level, and I hope this helped others out there, because you can use this process for anything you're feeling, anything you're going through. You deconstruct it, ask, what do I need? When did I first feel this way? And what needs were unmet then? Like, what do I need now? What do I need to create for myself? And you just keep doing that. Like you feel, you name it. What happened? What is making me feel this way? Identify any triggers there. And like just kind of be with that feeling for a little bit, sit with yourself, soothe yourself, validate when you need it, give yourself that safe space to be seen, to feel, and to have your experience. And you do this over and over and over again. And like that's what we do here. Like this is what I teach, this is what I do, this is what I live by. So yeah, I hope this helped you, and again, thanks for the comment. I hope this video helps